Hello and welcome to this week's vlog from Maddisons. Well, there's not been much in the news lately on the property side of things. It's all a bit doom and gloom. But the latest house price index was published by Halifax and looked at house price growth to the end of May. And Halifax say it was one of the best months for quite a while, with house prices going up and the average house price property now being about 237,000. Indeed, to the end of May, looking at the previous 12 months, they think they'd risen by 5.2%. But interestingly, Samuel Toombs, a leading economist, cannot reconcile the Halifax's figures with any other house pricing data. This interesting graph shows exactly that Halifax seems to be way out against lots of the other leading house price indicators. So who knows how reliable their information is. Zoopla, though, they did a bit of research. They went out to 2,000 of their registered buyers, and of course those buyers are going to be sellers as well, and asked them what their predictions on house price growth were, and overwhelmingly positive. 91% of respondents in the north expected property prices to rise, and 67% even in London, where of course we've seen a net decrease over the last 12 months in property price values. So incredible optimism out there from the market. I think there's a lot of pent-up demand, not much stock coming to market, and people just getting tired of putting their plans on hold for Brexit. So maybe they're starting to feel they are going to get going with their house property purchase and buck the trend and therefore see some prices rise. It's all about supply and demand in this game. So I look forward to that if that does indeed happen. Well, on the subject of house prices, Rightmove have got a really, really interesting blog on their website at the moment, which I would encourage you to go and have a look at. It's all about the average first-time buyer's budget is just a poor £80,000. Gosh, that wouldn't buy you much down here in the south. But they've actually looked at what it does get you across the country, and some really fascinating little gems in there. In the northeast, you could get a 4-bedroom house in Northumberland with a large garden, presented in great order and generally an awful lot of accommodation on offer. In London, moored in the popular Dock Marina, just a short walk from Canary Wharf, you could get a houseboat. It looks in quite nice condition-ish. I'm not sure what standards are like for houseboats, but incredible. You could buy something for £80,000 in the capital. The East Midlands, you can get a studio apartment in Leicester with a wealth of on-site amenities, a laundry room, a gym, communal gardens. And the South East, well, £80,000 doesn't buy you much down here, but you could get yourself a 2-bedroom apartment in the heart of Dover. They've got lots more regional interesting trends there, so do have a look at it. It's fascinating to see what £80,000 will buy you. Well, of course, this weekend, Father's Day, so there's lots going on at Hever Castle and Groombridge Place, especially to celebrate Father's Day, classic car shows and vintage motorbikes. So if that's of interest to your dad, you might want to take them down there. But if poetry is more your thing, there's lots going on this weekend. The Festival of Poetry is happening here in Tunbridge Wells. It's being coordinated by the Trinity Theatre. And in the basement of the Sussex Arms, at 7 p.m. on Friday, there is a poem for a pint, which sounds great. You want to read your poem to a willing audience. Put your name in the hat when they arrive, and they'll draw the 10 poets who can read their poems on the night. Each chosen poet gets a free pint as payment. And then in the studio at the Trinity Theatre on Saturday the 15th, there's a poetry workshop, Paint Me a Poem, to help those emerging poets splash something together. So that could be really good fun. So lots going on this weekend. We do hope you enjoy and that you've enjoyed the vlog this week, and look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.